I feel like I'm on vacation being here. I do.
These are shorter days.
The shorter days. It's 4 hours as opposed to 15. Crazy. Had a good time in Chicago. Well, I was tired in Chicago, but it was good. It was good. The tapings went really well. The talent was insanely great.
Really?
Yeah, better than any city, which was weird to me because I always figured New York and L.A. are the meccas for attracting talent. Most talent lives in the cities. But Chicago had the best talent by far and away. We got there, was like in the 70s. It was very beautiful. Great restaurant I went to. RPM, which is owned by reality TV people. Grinzik, or I don't even know. Beth knew who they were. Julianne Grinzik or something. You know what? Jimmy's here, so I want to get him in. And
I was going to say, were you there?
I don't know. And then after that, I didn't leave my hotel because I worked 15 hours a stupid day. Jimmy Kimmel, look at this guy. Skinny as can be.
Jimmy's there.
Half the size of what he used to be.
Jimmy's trying to become a sex symbol.
Yeah, like Jimmy's sort of hot all of a sudden. You know why Jimmy's thin? And I admire him for this. He's not running and necessarily working out in the gym. Am I correct still?
You are correct.
He watches what he eats fastidiously and also has a treadmill desk, which I would have goofed on years ago, but it makes sense because I sit on my ass all frigging day except for when I go running, which is 25 minutes or an hour or if the most. But
what
you're
do you
smart.
mean treadmill desk?
Go ahead.
It's a treadmill that has a desk. It's it's about 4 feet high, so you can sit there and type on your computer, and it looks ridiculous. It looks like something in a convalescent home. It's that creepy color that they make like kind of fake body parts out of. You know.
Oh dear!
It's not a good-looking piece of equipment, but it works.
You know, people don't know. People don't know how difficult it is to put together a show. I was thinking about this yesterday as I was working on our show. Like on Sunday, my day off, I put in about 3 to 4 hours alone just going through material that the guys have put together or stuff I've written, sort of reading the notes of the guests, maybe coming up with some things. It's a long day, and then when you're doing the actual day, you're really at your office. What time do you get to the office?
I get there at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Mm-hmm. And then you tape the show what time?
We tape from 6 to 7 p.m.
Right. So you're working through the whole day, right?
Yeah, and then there's homework and all sorts of shit after the show.
It's your whole life, right?
Yeah.
People don't realize what heroes we are when we do these shows.
Well, wait a minute. Jimmy does an hour a night, and it takes up all of his time.
Because they do all those fucking bits. You know what I mean? And monologue, too, right?
Well, mostly you're throwing out stuff, right?
Yeah, but it's it's weird. It's hard. It would even probably be harder to do half an hour just because you have to focus and refine and do all those things that you don't have to do otherwise. By the way, I'm very impressed with the new operation. Instead of being corralled into a dirty room full of posters of midgets and whatnot, we're now in a smaller, dirty room with my name on it.
Yeah.
That's refinement, Jimmy. That's refinement.
We're actually going to paint that room, but I've had to spend months asking Sirius. They wanted me to paint it. Like, literally, like we have such a tight budget. They want me to paint the room. And I said, well, guys, I kind of work for, I work for you guys. This is your building. You really should be paying the paint. So got into this long, protracted thing, but I think we're going to have a green room renovation because it's a little embarrassing.
It doesn't need to be painted. It needs to be boiled.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a pillow back there that looks like it's like something Liberace used as a sex aid of some kind. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, so they kind of tricked me when I started working here because it was like when I first came here and Leon Black was running the place. It was kind of like, you walked in, they were like, what do you need? I go, I need new equipment. You got it. You know, whatever you, like they just wanted me here so bad. And now I go, well, gee, it's been 7 years we're here, and the carpeting and everything is gross. And, you know, people eat in there. We shoot stuff in there, and the walls are disgusting. And then I go for like paint, and everyone starts telling me I got to start decorating.
You know what? My son is moving out of his dorm room in Chicago, and he's got some furniture that I think would really spruce the place up.
Would it fit in that room?
I think it would be a real step up.
Does he paint at all?
I'll ask him.
Yeah, I mean, I need help. Oh, it's just so frustrating.
It's really terrible.
That's a lesson there. You know, get everything you want. Remember everything you want before you take the job.
But it's better than it was before. It really is better. I mean, at least you have an individual room. I mean, in the past, you know, I think I got chlamydia last time I was here.
Jimmy's pregnant.
We never had a room before, so I said, listen, when we have guests come in, like today we got a big day. We got J.J. Abrams, the famous movie director, and we've got Rod Stewart himself coming in, which I know you had on your show, Rod Stewart, a couple of days ago, which I thought was great.
And you don't want some porn star vomiting on JJ when they're here, when JJ's here.
J.J. Abrams is a big shot in Hollywood. You don't get bigger than this guy. I remember when he was like just written Felicity.
That's right.
I remember when you were a loser just doing Felicity. Now all of a sudden you're a winner. Get in here. Yeah.
How are you?
You know Jimmy Kimmel? You ever meet him before? Yeah. Okay. What mic are you on, too?
Oh.
Hold on, let me put.
You all right, JJ?
Yeah, I'm
You
good.
tired?
No, it's good.
What? What's
Directing
going on?
too much? You have a lot of shows on television.
I know.
You know, we
It's
were just
madness.
talking about
It's
you.
madness.
We were just talking about you, JJ.
Jesus.
It's
What?
really out of hand. I mean, it's out of control. In the sense
Should he
that,
stop doing things?
Well, you know what? Okay.
Thank you, Robin.
I mean, you got Star Trek coming out. Jimmy told me he saw it. He said it was really great. And I
It
asked,
is good.
and even when we went to commercial, I said, were you bullshitting because JJ's here? He goes, no, it was really good. It was really great.
Thank you.
And there's a lot of pressure on you when you do Star Trek, not only in terms of like, wow, it's a big budget film. The last one did an unbelievable business. Now I got to match that and go beyond it, perhaps. Everyone's going to be comparing it to the first one. I mean,
The fans are crazy.
Yeah, the fans are fucking assholes. Let's be
Isn't
honest.
that's what I was reading about yesterday. I'm like, these crazy fans who are like, well, we're waiting to see.
Yeah,
I know.
Shut up, you dweeb. You're in your bedroom jacking off to fucking porn. You too, porn. You porn. What? So seriously, I mean, are you just burnt out?
I'm vaguely burnt out because I've been traveling for this press tour, so I feel like.
Yeah, you sound like shit.
Thanks.
Aren't you glad you showed up?
You sound awful.
and this is me so happy to be here. Can you imagine if I were somewhere I didn't want to be?
Yeah.
This is like I'm trying so hard right now because I love you. So
Isn't it? But isn't it like you got into directing and writing stories and stuff because it's fun and you loved it and the inquisitive kid in you and all that shit. But now do you see now you probably hate it, right? I mean, is it? I mean, when you're directing the movie, that part might be fun, but now it's like the promotion and the business.
No. I honestly, the promotion part is it's a blast to travel all over the place, to go to Moscow and Sydney, all these places, and show people the movie and see fans and holding Star Trek posters up and seeing the name of the
What's
movie.
the worst part of making
Surreal.
films? What is the worst part of making films? We know the good part, like you get to fuck all the actresses. What's the bad part of?
Wait a minute. We all know that. We all know the best one.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the best.
Yeah,
part.
let's get past
That's
that.
what Spielberg says. what do you?
That's not what Spielberg said.
That's not what he says.
No,
I figured he must say that.
I haven't heard that.
He's a real dweeb, so you got to figure he loves it.
No, he's the greatest.
So JJ, really, what is the worst part of making films?
I guess first of all, honestly, it's to get to do any of it. I feel like incredibly lucky. So it's like to complain. Oh, figuring out the story was really hard. It's like you're an asshole. You're immediately an asshole. So, but the truth is that once when you're on the, people ask me like, what is my favorite part, writing, directing, or producing? When you're directing, it means that the writing and producing has worked.
Right.
Because you got there. So it's like, to me, the hardest part is the producing part, like getting it all figured out. I don't like seeing the casting drive me crazy. People come in, I want to give everyone a part, but no one's going to get the part but one person.
Right.
So they all come in, and only one time have I seen someone come in who was the fucking worst.
Right.
Who I gave a little direction to, who turned it around and got the part. But everyone else.
Who was that?
This actor who was in the pilot for Alias.
Okay.
There was a guy who came in who was like a torturer.
Right.
And this guy came in, and literally, he was the worst actor I've ever seen. I always give them a note. I always say, look, try something else. So the guy came in, and he was like playing a bad guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, talking to the character of Sidney Bristow. He's like, mise Miss Bristow. I mean, he was ridiculous. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying not to laugh. So I say to the guy, I'm like, look, you know what? Let's try it again, but this time, and in my head, I'm like, it's over. This guy,
he's not getting the part.
So I said, look, try it again, but this time be much, much quieter. Don't even do anything. Just kind of be there and say, and literally, it was like the guy was fucking Olivia. He just went, it was unbelievable. I was like, what?
He just needed direction. That was it.
But that never happens.
Right.
When someone comes in and you know they're wrong, they're wrong.
Yeah,
you just know it. And then you sit there and you have to, like, you want to work with them because you think that, you know, if that were me, I want a second chance.
In other words, casting the lead guy isn't that difficult because you probably have some people in mind, and you know, when you were thinking about Star Trek and you go, hey, maybe I'll get that dude to play, you know, the guy from Heroes to play Spock.
He was the first guy we cast.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, that's kind of easy. It's when you start to get into some of those other characters and you have to go in, there's like laundry lists of people who come in. You're out of your mind, right? It's got to be awful.
And they're all important.
What's even worse, though, is running into the people you didn't cast in those.
Oh, really?
Because how many actors do you look at for each part?
Oh, my God.
And then all of those people are mad at you.
Does Shatner really call you JJ and say, like, I want, because he has said, you know, I thought it was kind of funny. He called you a pig for taking over the Star Wars franchise and the Star Trek franchise. But I think he was kidding, but I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But does he really call you and say, I want to be in the new Star Trek or I want to be in Star Wars, either one?
No, you know, when we did the first one, I think the idea that we were working with Leonard Nimoy and not him made him crazy.
Please offer him the role of Jabba the Hutt in the next.
But I
said to him, I was like, you know, Mr. Shatner, your character died. Like in the movie, you acted in a scene in which your character died, and we're honoring that history. and he just kept trying to come up with ways.
By the way, Spock is dead too, and you figured out a way to get him back into the movie.
I think that's what he said.
Yeah. What's with you? Hey, here's the real question that everyone's dying to ask you.
Yeah.
Are you invited to Jimmy and Molly's wedding? Do you think? Or you think he will be? JJ?
He was, yeah.
He will be.
He's on the list.
He's on the list?
Yeah.
Jimmy,
He's
what
not
are you
good
gonna
with email, but he did get to save the date.
Did he answer?
What are you talking about? I'm good with email.
Well, you did get to save the date.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to be there.
Okay.
We're so excited.
Was he really invited, or now you're feeling on the spot?
JJ and I are buddies.
What are you going to do? What's he going to do about the people he doesn't invite to the wedding?
But that's always a...
you know what? We decided to invite people we regularly socialize with.
Okay.
How many people are coming?
A lot of
400.
No, not that many.
Not that many. No. I heard 400.
As many as are on the Star Trek Enterprise, the USS Enterprise.
Yeah. So getting back to this, and Jimmy and I were having this discussion before you came in. Like, any given year, you have at least 2 or 3 television pilots that get picked up. All right, because you're really super successful now.
Yeah.
Plus, you're directing all these movies. You're going to be, you're directing Star Trek. You're going to do something with Star Wars. How the fuck are you really concentrating on any of these things? There's no way on these series you're able to sit there and write
do you
these
forget
things.
What the series about? And you know,
I don't believe you even exist anymore.
Yeah, right. Jimmy, make the point. The point is,
I think the point is, do you go in and do you pitch these shows? Because every year they say the new J.J. Abrams show, and I think to myself, J.J. doesn't even know the title of this show.
Has it gotten to that point where you're barely working on these shows?
Well, what happens is,
go ahead.
People like Jonah Nolan, who is a great writer. He's Chris Nolan's brother. Did the Dark Knight movies with him. Comes in and pitches us an idea for a show that we think that sounds cool. The guy's never run a show before, but he's a great writer. Right. So we work with him on the outline. So he'll write the thing.
Who's we? You?
Me, Kathy Ling, Athena Wickham, Steve Tao. We have people who work at Bad Robot.
In the middle of making TV. Star Trek and all that, you're reading this guy's notes.
No, this would be like this happened before we were shooting something. So this was like in between, movies. Right. And we would read the outline and the script and give notes, help him find someone to run the show with. This guy Greg Plagueman who runs the show with him. So Greg and Jonah are these people who are incredibly smart. They come up with the show Person of Interest, and they're running the show. So Bad
So
Robot
they should
producing.
be calling these Bad Robot shows instead of J.J. Abrams
Well, they do.
shows.
They do a lot, and they'll say like from executive producer, me and someone else, but
Right.
it's not like my creation. Like I didn't create these shows.
Right.
So if I created a show, I would be on the show working on it. But like a show like Fringe, I created that with Alex Kurtzman and Bob Orsi, and then it was run by people who I worked with on Alias and Lost.
Have you seen every episode of Fringe?
No.
Wow.
If you have not seen it.
Is that right?
A few.
It's true.
I have.
lot of
How come you have?
episodes.
No, if you haven't seen it.
Because there aren't enough hours in the day for
No,
you to
there
do all
were a
this
couple
stuff.
I didn't see, and it's one of those things that like.
Have you
honestly,
ever watched Fringe?
I've never seen it.
Have you ever heard of Fringe?
By the way, there's a guy wearing a Fringe
Did you
t-shirt.
know
when I came
that
in
you
here.
did
Leaving
Fringe?
the building, I was like, oh my god. No, of course, I actually love Fringe, and the guy Joel Wyman who
I
did
love
the show.
Fringe.
No, I do.
You made Fringe. It's a
your
J.J.
show.
Abrams show.
I actually love Fringe.
No, here's the thing. I love what they did with it. It's like with Lost. I worked on that
Doesn't
show
that
for the
remind
first
you of the
season.
Steven Seagal story? You know that story.
I heard it on the air here.
You ever hear the Steven Seagal story?
About the script?
Yeah, about the script.
Yeah, it's the
he
best.
was like, he walks out of the shop. I just read the greatest script ever. And someone goes, "Oh, who wrote it?" He goes, "I did."
And
You
know what it's
loving
called?
Fringe.
You know what it's called?
What is it?
It was called that script. It was called The Secret Smile.
Is that right?
I just think it's the greatest title ever.
The Secret Smile.
Really?
You should produce that.
I
too.
just thought that.
Why not?
The greatest title.
Let Bad Robot. If Bad Robot puts that out, I'll go watch that.
But when I say I love Fringe, I'm not saying I love what I did. I'm saying I love
Right,
what
'cause you
Joel
had nothing
Wyman,
to do with it.
what Joel Wyman and Jeff Pinker did. They were running the show. That's what they did. They ran the show.
No,
What others of your shows that you don't know do you like?
Yeah.
I love Gilligan's Island.
Your first big success was Felicity, right?
Yeah, it
Was that your biggie?
I think it was.
Put you on the
somewhat
map?
successful. Yeah.
I love that
Well,
show.
that's where I met you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
your kids were on.
My kids were in Felicity.
They were.
Yeah.
When
they
we
starred in it.
When we did Felicity,
Yeah.
the Warner Brothers Network, the WB, did this crazy thing where they put on posters from executive producers J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves, as if that meant anything.
Yeah, right.
And I remember seeing the poster thinking, what the hell are you doing? Like, why would, and I realized they're trying to make it seem like an event, a movie, but they actually were helpful to kind of make it seem as if that had meaning. And then when Alias happened, they did the same thing from
Right.
and that was how I think it became. It freaked me out. I remember being at the upfront. You were there, like thinking, like, what are they doing? Like, why would they advertise that? Would that be
Are
is
you
that helping?
Are you
at all?
going to Star Trek conventions?
No, I've never been to one.
You've never been to one? Oh, so you don't go and check in with the Trekkies to see what they're looking for?
No.
Thank God. Because if you listen to those apes, you're never going to get anywhere. You've got to create an original. Did you write this new Star Trek?
No, it was Damon Lindelof and Alex and Bob.
I see. And you say, hey, then you know when the script's ready, and then you go in and you direct it.
Yes, sir.
How long does it take to make a Star Trek movie? Because I'm thinking of making one. Like, how long would it take me to make that?
About a year and a half.
A year and a half?
Yeah.
We got to get into this.
Damon Lindelof is your biggest fan. He would make this movie with you.
Yeah, I don't even know this
He'll
guy.
leave
He's done
JJ for
Geek
you.
Time
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll write you. A Star
Damon
Trek movie.
Lindelof?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
writes Star Trek.
He created Lost with me.
When he does he go to the set every day when you're shooting?
No.
Or, like, once the writer's done, you're like, hey, now I'm taking over and I'm doing my thing.
Yeah, for the most part on this, there were a couple situations where we had to adjust some scenes. So I was like, guys, you got to show up because we're shooting this scene that I think we shouldn't be shooting. Come over and we'll figure it out. So there were a couple triage days, but for the most part, they came whenever they could.
I think he's smart to make these either like superhero movies or a Star Trek movie, because no one cares about any other movies anyway. Who gives a shit about these other
You know
movies?
who's great in this movie?
I mean it. Yeah.
Benedict
Well, that's like saying to him,
Cumberbatch.
you shouldn't have made Super 8 or something. Come on, stop it. He has to
He
make all
shouldn't
kinds
have.
of movies.
He shouldn't have
Thank
made
you very
Superman.
much.
There was no Iron Man or anybody, a superhero
stop
or
it.
anybody in it. Why waste time? I like Star Trek. I'll go see. Will this be your last Star Trek, or will you just keep making them? Keep making them. Don't be a dummy. You got something good, right?
Don't be a dummy.
You're right.
If there's going to be a third one, we'll produce it, but
Right.
I don't know. It depends on what the schedule is on it. This one took 4 years, which I know the studio thought was way too long.
Oh, they did? Do they pressure you during it?
Yeah.
The budget is, what's the budget?
Tell
on
him,
something
I
like
got a
this?
lot of TV shows I'm barely involved with.
Right.
It takes me a while.
You know what I love? Felicity.
What are you worth? What are you worth at this point? Jimmy and I have been trying to figure it out. We went to dinner the other night.
I'm a thousandaire right now.
No, seriously, are you worth? You're worth more than $100 million at least.
I don't know.
It's got to be.
I don't know.
I mean, the movies and the TV shows.
No.
If
They
he's
don't
not,
even let you walk around Hollywood anymore. They carry you, don't they?
Robin, for God's sakes.
Are you the top Jew in Hollywood now? I think you are more than Spielberg.
That is not true. What are you?
I think you are.
You're trying to cause trouble. That's not true.
I think you really, really are.
JJ is the greatest office of any. It's even better than this.
You've
if that's
never been
possible.
there.
When I was in
invited you.
L.A., I said, I'm going to JJ's office.
You
Because
have
all I
to
keep
go.
hearing is about this office.
Yeah.
Like, even Ralph's been to the office and
What's
stuff. Like,
going on over there?
Well, when I went to L.A., I was sick. So,
Yeah.
I didn't go anywhere.
He's just got the great. It's just like the office every guy could ever dream of.
Well, the
Not
reason-
even every guy.
what's
Every
in there?
child could dream
But
of.
one of the reasons that Jimmy likes it is because you can make anything you want there. Like there's everything. There's like we can make a gun with a 3D printer now.
Right.
But we have
Do you have 3D printers?
Yeah,
at your-
we have a 3D printer. Yeah.
How do you get that? I don't even.
It's a big crazy thing, but we use it for making props and little maquettes and all these things for movies, like the ships and characters and things, so we can sort of see how it's going to look and prototypes for toy. It's just the 3D printer thing is insane.
I don't know how the hell you know how to make this Star Trek movie, the effects and the things. I mean, you got to be a genius to make that. I think you're a genius.
I'm not the genius.
I'm not bullshitting
No.
you. Jimmy, jerk JJ off.
No, it's true. I can't even imagine explaining what you want.
Yeah,
when
right.
I see it, I can't even. And then I want it to look like space, and then the world, and then we'll
teach
see.
us how to do that.
Do you draw or do you
how
do
do
any
you
of that stuff?
let's say you have a scene where some guy, some crazy fucking shootout, and there's how do you explain to these dudes how to get this on the screen?
A lot of it is sitting down with either storyboard artists or previs people that make little sort of, it looks almost like a cartoon that you make before. And we have an amazing visual effects supervisor named Roger Guyette, who is brilliant from ILM. We work with amazing people. So if there's a big chase, there was a fight in the movie that was going to be just on the street.
Right.
And then the first AD, Tommy Gormley said,
Assistant director.
Yeah, assistant director said, it would be great if they were like on a vehicle moving. And all of a sudden it became the biggest, craziest fucking thing ever, where there's this fight on this like garbage barge barreling through a futuristic San Francisco.
Wow,
and
I
it
can't wait
became
to see
this
this.
huge, ridiculous sequence. And one of the fun things is you figure out, what do you want the shot to be? How do you want it to look?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you can get into crazy CG stuff, but then it like looks fake.
Right.
So if you think, well, how do I make it look real? So first of all,
It does look real.
well, because we shot outside.
Yeah, so how do you figure how to make it look real?
Well, there are a lot of, I know this sounds obvious, but a lot of times scenes that take place, exterior scenes, for some reason are shot on a stage.
Right.
And your eye goes, that's not sunlight. So we shot outdoors. We built a big piece of this thing. We actually were able to do big wire cams, some helicopter shots. We had real smoke. The thing was actually moving. So even before we put in anything to replace, the green screen, it already looks and feels like you're legitimately in a real place.
But wait a second. What you just described, how long is that on scene, on screen, that whole scene?
It's about 90 seconds.
All right, 90 seconds.
Yeah.
That sounds tremendously expensive
and
to pull off, right?
amazing amounts, yeah.
It's got to be a tremendous fortune just to shoot that 90 seconds.
Even though the movie had a healthy budget, it was like $180 million. It's insane. The movie's so huge,
right,
that figuring out how to get everything, you think $100 million before anything we want.
Right.
All of a sudden you're like, it's like buying an apartment, buying a house.
You have to make choices.
Yeah, you think, oh, I'm rich. I got everything I need, right? Like the richest guy in the world is like, and I swear to God, that guy's like, wait, the house cost how much?
So in other words, when somebody says, hey, now let's take it outside, let's make it on a helicopter, let's do this, that, all of a sudden you go, well, wait a second, that's going to cost me $20 million.
So what we did is we filmed everything with almost like 10% exception in this one place in LA. So we shot all this stuff. We had all these sets right next to each other, some outdoors, some indoors, in this place in Playa del Rey in LA. And it saved a ton of money because we weren't moving. We would have to move the crew to a different location. So we shot everything in this place. So we had like a volcano set right next to this garbage barge set, right next to this jungle set, right next to this big hangar. It was like we would walk 2 seconds and suddenly be in a different.
So you can go home every night, right? I mean, like you shot the whole thing in LA.
It was 20 minutes.
What is it?
Now, JJ,
Jimmy's got to
wait a minute.
hold on a second. Jimmy's got to go.
Jimmy's got to go?
You got to go.
What?
I'll
I have to go
continue
to Morning
You're
America.
interrupting the whole thing.
I'm
what
sorry.
are you doing?
Yeah, right.
He's got to go 10 minutes ago. We found
Oh,
out.
all right. Jimmy, go ahead. Jimmy, I love you.
I love you too. I'm sorry I
next
have to
time I'll
leave.
see
I
you.
hate to leave.
I'll be at you. Yeah, very rude to JJ, but go ahead. It's all right. The great. I'm trying to think of that name they gave you.
Kenny
James or something.
James.
The great Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights, 11:35 on ABC.
There he goes, running off.
You know.
Well, you know what I wanted to ask JJ is, when you're spending all of that time and effort to make things look so real, and you've got this huge movie with this huge budget, does it matter to you how people watch it? Does it matter if they see it on the big screen?
If I watch that on my
or
iPad
if it on
Mini,
a 7-inch iPad Mini?
I'll probably end up seeing it on my iPad Mini like 2 years from now.
It is, when you shoot on IMAX,
right,
which is a huge negative, the idea that you would watch it on something smaller than the negative.
I watch every movie on iPad Mini.
Crazy. Thank you so much.
That makes you nuts. Well, yeah, because you're making a big film and you want people to see it together and all of that.
I mean, look, but I watch, I'll watch shows on the iPad Mini, and I'll feel like I got the whole experience. So it's a weird thing.
Are they projecting how much money this thing's going to make? It's going to be huge. I know that. I already know it's going to be huge, but how huge do we think it's going to be?
There was an article in Variety that said it was tracking to make 85 the first weekend. I have no idea.
That would be the biggest movie of all time, right?
No. It'd be the biggest Star Trek movie.
Oh, you're saying 85 for the whole weekend? No, you're going to make way more than that.
I don't know.
Of course you are. You know that.
I don't
know.
You don't,
you'll be a major disappointment. They'll throw you out of show business.
You know what? I'll get to take a break.
I was reading about your early career.
Yeah.
And it was some whacked out story about how, and I don't know what point you're at of your career, Eddie Murphy calls you to have a meeting. Did you know about this? Do you remember this?
I remember, but where'd you read this?
I don't know. I don't remember. This was, and I always wrote down, I got to ask you about this. Where were you at in your career when this happened?
I wrote a movie called Regarding Henry.
All right, Regarding Henry, right. That Harrison Ford ended up being the star.
That's right. And so it was at Paramount, and I got a call that Eddie Murphy wanted to meet. And I was a huge Eddie Murphy fan.
Who isn't?
So I thought, oh my God, are you kidding me? So I went in to meet Eddie Murphy, and it was, there was this office with no lights on, like a huge office, but literally, and all the windows were. Like,
where is this?
At Paramount.
At Paramount.
On the lot. So I go in, and it's this big office, and there were these big guys there, like sort of bodyguards.
Black dudes.
Yeah, they were black dudes.
Black dudes.
Yeah.
So the room is blacked out.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of Eddie's black bodyguards.
Yeah.
And Eddie's sitting, what, at a desk?
Eddie's at the desk.
Yeah.
And I sit in this chair. And I'm not a very tall person as it is.
Right.
And I sink into this chair. So it's like it's like a beanbag chair, right? So I sink down low. And he was at the desk, and he was really incredibly serious and very quiet.
And what fascinated me about the story, not only was it dark, but that the guys who stand there don't leave during the meeting.
No, they were there the whole time.
They're right.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to attack them?
That's crazy. You're in the meeting, and the bodyguards are in there listening.
Do you ask why there's no lights on?
No.
Okay.
I just thought this is what he likes to do.
Do you pull out a flashlight so you can see what the hell you're doing?
If Eddie's still there?
Yeah.
Start rubbing sticks together. No, it was a very uncomfortable meeting.
Right.
And it was one of those things where a few minutes in, it felt like it had that feeling that he thought I'd called the meeting.
Yeah.
So it was that weird thing where like there was no connection.
So he didn't know why you were there, and you didn't know. You thought that he called for you, but he didn't.
I don't know what it was. All I know is I left feeling like that was a meeting that I will remember for decades, and I still do.
What did he say to you? Did he say, "Hey, are you working on anything that might be good for me?" Or
no? What I remember about the meeting was it never got anywhere. It was this weird. It was like me meeting someone who was sort of an idol.
Yeah.
And being kind of scared and feeling like this was. It felt like a meeting that if it had not been in Hollywood, there would have been like plastic on the floor, and I would have.
But isn't it peculiar? I don't care who you are and what your station is in life, to pull somebody into a dark room, somebody who has written a script or having me, and to just sort of arrogantly set up this very intimidating situation with a bunch of people in the room, and you're sitting there all in the dark. Is he trying to be intimidating, or is he just genuinely odd?
I don't know, but I will say that years later, I sat at a table with him, and we had, one of the most honest conversations about things.
Right.
And of course he doesn't remember that meeting, but it was. I think he might have. Honestly, it might have been a weird misunderstanding. He actually might have been told. Agents sometimes do that kind of thing where they'll say, "Oh, you should meet this person," so that they'll think that someone else called the meeting, but they're kind of setting it up.
But when you were sort of a newbie, and this guy's a big guy in show business,
Sure.
it's almost up to him to be gracious and say, "Hey, this guy's going to be nervous. I'm going to sit him down in my office."
I was also so new in the game that I was probably just nervous anyway. But I will say that it was an odd meeting, and I don't necessarily think it was his fault. And there was nothing in it that was like overtly intimidating.
I just thought it was such a bizarre story.
It's weird.
So go to this.
Would he
decision.
know how to handle it now? What would you do today if you walked into
Turn
Eddie
the
Murphy's
fucking
office?
lights on. That's what he would tell everybody to get out.
Honestly,
So weird.
after we had a talk, and it was I actually really enjoyed talking to him. I thought he was great.
All right, so because I have limited time with you, I know you got to be out of here like in 5 minutes. So this decision to take on the Star Wars franchise, I think it's a no-lose. The last 3 that George Lucas made were horrible. Like, he ruined the franchise, which is perfect. I wouldn't want to walk into a franchise that had been like stellar for the last 3 pictures. Mm-hmm. You're going to come in there like Jesus Christ himself and save the franchise. It's such a great franchise. That's the way you looked at it, right?
Well, the way I looked at it was that when I was a kid and I saw Star Wars, it just blew my mind. And that feeling is something I hadn't felt in a long time.
Right.
And the idea when I sat down with Kathy Kennedy, who's producing the movie, and she said, basically there are, creatively.
Who is Kathy Kennedy? She is.
Kathy
works for
Kennedy
who?
she's as the president of Lucasfilm now.
Right.
She worked with Steven Spielberg for years. She's a producer.
You don't have to talk to George Lucas at all?
Well, I mean, I've known George, for years. So,
you have.
But the job at hand is to basically, tell a story, like tell
But how does this all come about? In other words, what's the business behind this thing? In other words, Lucas decides he sold the Star Wars franchise.
He sold his whole company to
Disney.
Yeah.
Disney, yeah.
And now, I guess he has some say-so in who is going to direct the Star Wars franchise?
I have no idea what his contract is, but I'm sure that.
But he's involved.
I'm sure that just even if he sold it completely, he's going to be involved on something.
Were you the first guy they went to say, "Hey, we want you to direct Star Wars"?
I was working on Star Trek, and I got a call through my agents about. Would I be interested? And I was in the middle of this insane movie, the Star Trek Into Darkness, and I thought, I can't even think about it. So I said, no, thank you, and went on my way. And I think that they went to a few other people and had conversations. Yeah, and ended up coming back to me saying, can we just sit down? And Kathy, who I've known for a long time, she's the one that's amazing because she used to be Steven Spielberg's assistant.
Right.
And when I was 16 years old, we were in a film festival, and she called.
You went to her office?
She came to my office.
Good, because you have lighting, right? I mean, does she have lighting in her office? Or is that a move that everyone has no lights?
We met at Eddie's.
Oh, you met at Eddie's, but no lights.
So Kathy came over, and anyway, we had this conversation, and she was...
now, wait a second. When you have a conversation to take over Star Wars, who handled it? Do you sit down and talk money with her, or you have a guy who does that?
Oh, no, I don't. Of course I don't. I don't.
You go, I'm very flattered, I'm very honored, and then you call your guy and go, you're not going to fucking believe this. They want me to direct the next Star Wars thing.
The big thing was, Katie, my wife, and I had...
Beautiful wife.
Thank you so much. Had this big plan to go away with our kids for 6 months. Everything was, like, set. We had this whole plan that in January we were going to do this whole thing. And Kathy comes in, and I assume the meeting's going to be a great meeting. Thank you, no thank you. But by the time the meeting's over, I just have this feeling of once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Like, amazing opportunity, crazy opportunity. Right. So I go downstairs. Katie works at Bad Robot. I go downstairs, and I close the door, and I sit down with Katie, and I just say, I just had the meeting with Kathy. I know I'm not going to do it, but part of me wants to do it.
Right.
So she, in her,
her wisdom
and sort of patent selflessness, says, I think you got to really think about it, because this is something that you'll regret if you don't consider it. So she sort of gave me the sort of green light to even think, what would that be? And so now the idea is that we're gonna go to London to shoot the movie. So we're going away, but we're not going away the way we planned at all. It's going to be crazy.
So you've read the script for the new Script?
Well, this script's being written right now by Michael.
Oh, it's being written.
Yeah.
and then you're going to direct it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what was this thing I read, if I may? And I know you're here to promote Star Trek, but I don't get a conversation with you too often. That you once wrote a script for Superman, for a movie for Superman.
Yeah.
And it got leaked onto the internet, and so you abandoned the whole project. You mean to tell me you wrote a whole script? How the hell does it get leaked onto the internet?
Well, what happened was I wrote a script, and it was at Warner Brothers, and all I know is that it was an earlier draft.
Right.
And one morning I get an email from a friend of mine saying, you should go check out this website, and I did. And on the website was this review, scene for scene, of this early draft of a script. Literally, things that we had changed and made adjustments. But it was this massive, endless review, which then, that wasn't even the worst part. It was the comments after. People like saying, you motherfucker, you raped my childhood. Like literally, it was like a jihad. And
oh my God.
And Warner Brothers, I think, honestly, already in a sort of place of trying to figure out if this would work. It was a big budget movie, and ended up pulling the plug on it. And I'm telling you,
did it ruin the movie because of these people's comments?
I think that the review of this early draft certainly did not help the situation at all.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons why I've become a little bit more paranoid about leaks and things getting out. Just because I feel like
what Woody Allen does. Like, he literally won't even give an actor the whole script. He'll give him a couple of, I get it, because if it leaks, they ruin it.
And by the way, even if it's not leaked, I hate when I go to the movies and I've seen a trailer or a couple commercials and I know the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
And I get there and I'm watching the movie and it's like, it's more of a confirmation of what I know than an experience. I'm not inside the movie.
I feel like I haven't seen a lot of Star Trek trailers and stuff.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I actually,
I have, but you still can't tell what the story is. We're all still, guessing.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to, obviously keep the thing a little bit quiet.
Keep it under wraps.
Well, just so that when you go see the movie, if there are some surprises, they're actual surprises.
Yeah.
Right.
You haven't had them, told to you in a commercial. I hate when, and there are trailers all the time that do this, where they show you everything, and you think, well, there must be a lot more.
Yeah.
And you see the movie, you're like, nope.
That's right. All the best scenes were in the trailer.
Makes me crazy.
Yeah, it's so true.
I know.
So this is a big deal. I can't, Star Trek is so important to so many people. And that's why you have to keep a script quiet. Yeah. Because even still, these Star Trek fans are so attached to the characters that anything you do in a script, they would sit there and criticize.
But I gotta say, even forget the script. Even when we were shooting in this location I mentioned earlier, there were people who had telephoto lenses who were a quarter mile away taking pictures. But I will say, I am so grateful to those people, because you want people to give a shit. You want people to care.
Yeah.
If there aren't people who are trying to find out what's going on, then you got to try and trump it up and make noise. And so I am grateful to every, even though I know you were saying earlier that they're crazy. And by the way, there are some Star Trek fans that are insane, patently insane.
Right.
But I got to tell you, most of these people are incredibly, they're smart, they're passionate, they're professional. They just love the world of Star Trek.
Did you test out, after you finish filming the movie, or sort of you're editing it, do you ever bring some of these hardcore Trekkies in and show them some of this stuff to see their reaction?
Yeah, because I was never a Star Trek fan, making the movie for me was more about trying to make a movie that works on its own terms. I wouldn't care if it had references to things that they love. But a couple of the writers actually, are huge Trek fans. And then my producing partner, Brian, had never seen Star Trek. So we had this balance. So when we were all happy, it was like, okay, we're all good. But I would bring people in, both fans of Star Trek and mostly fans of movies, because I care more about what the general moviegoer feels than just a Trekkie.
But when you prepared for this movie to direct it, you had to go back and watch all the old Star Treks, right? Because you are into the history somewhat.
I honestly, I watched a bunch of the early movies and episodes when I did the first film.
Right.
I actually didn't want to go back and watch the movies again.
Because in a sense, you could be corrupted and then end up repeating history.
Exactly. And by the way, maybe it would have been a better movie even if I had done that. But honestly, I just didn't want to feel like I was trying to imitate it.
Are you a huge Star Wars fan?
I am.
Is this something you know more about?
Yeah, Star Wars, when I saw Star Wars, I was 11 years old, and it was just, that was it.
I wouldn't even know where to begin writing a new Star Wars, because I feel like they kind of fucked up the last three.
Well, keep in mind, though, the last three were prequels.
That's right. They were before the first three.
So where are you picking this thing up from?
Ours would take place after the
After the first three.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to deal with any of that. I don't want to say garbage, but all of the baggage of those other three.
Yeah, that's history.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Oh wow. Jeez, what an undertaking. It's awesome. Well, who knows? All right, listen, I'm getting the high sign that you got to be the hell out of here.
That's too bad.
J.J. Abrams has this little movie called Star Trek Into Darkness.
Little movie.
Yeah, I want to see this thing.
I can't wait to show you.
Yeah, well,
I'll set it up.
You're
the busiest guy ever.
I know, because I'm judging talent.
I understand.
You talk about that you don't like the process of sitting there and casting
and all that.
America's Got Talent is one big casting.
No,
you sit there.
You took a job where that is the job.
That is the job. And
Are you crazy?
I finished up in Chicago, and they said to me, "You just saw 349 acts." That was
Are
349 acts.
Kidding?
Yeah, after all the cities we went to, 349 acts. That's a lot of acts. And I was like, wow, that's probably why you don't like it.
I heard they were good though.
They actually were really good.
Yeah.
There was
Chicago.
some really. Chicago was the best city. Believe it or not, you would have thought L.A., but no, Chicago.
Yeah.
So what do you do when everybody's good? Do you have to reject some of the good people?
Yeah, of course you do.
Oh.
No. You let everyone in who's good, and then you sort it out later. Listen, JJ's movie, Star Trek, the guy's under a lot of pressure. As big a success as you are, admit you're feeling the pressure, yes?
You know what I gotta say? Of course I always feel pressure.
Right.
But I also feel like what the pressure means is there are people who care about these projects, and there's an opportunity to provide them with, entertainment and some magic and fun. And so to me, it means there's an audience waiting for something, and that to me is a gift.
And you don't worry about the fact that Iron Man is out there and,
it's
Great
over.
Gatsby just came. Oh, please, Iron Man's still making huge amounts of money.
It's making money, but this will be, you'll bury him this weekend, right? Put it out there.
All I know is that, I feel lucky to be playing the game. I feel lucky to be playing the game.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Well, you're very kind.
I mean, you've come a long way from Felicity.
Thank you.
And which I loved. I loved that show.
Thank you.
I know.
And you've got like 37 new shows coming on television, according to Jimmy. And we're just trying to figure out how you do it.
You're all of television.
If Gary came in, that means they want you out of here.
Sorry about that.
I'm trying to have a real conversation. Where are you going to next? What, Good Morning America or something?
Today's show.
Today's show. All right.
Today's show.
All right. Listen, we'll be back. Thanks, JJ, and good luck with the movie. I can't wait.
See you.
I can't wait to show it to you.
I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and I love the first one. So it's going to the last
you
one
so
you
much.
did. Yeah.
And thank you for the flowers, JJ. I've never gotten around to
please.
writing any notes.
No, don't.
Why did I not receive flowers?
You never have to send me a note, Robin. I'm good to see you.
All right, JJ. Star Trek. Everyone will see it, and blah blah blah.